please, I'm very keen to meet with him and discuss those particular cases.
Andrew Bridgen.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker, and I thank my honourable friend for his statement today. I first started campaigning on this issue only weeks after being elected to this House in 2010, when I was approached by two of the victims of this scandal, my constituents, Mr and Mrs Rudkin. Thanks to the diligent work of Ron Warmington and his team of forensic accountants at Second Sight, by 2015, the members of this House with an interest, the Post Office and, importantly, the Government, were well aware of the overwhelming evidence that had been produced, which showed that these convictions were at least unsafe and there had been a huge miscarriage of justice. That was 2015. Would the Minister tell the House why he thinks it's taken a further 8 years to get to a position where convictions have been overturned and compensation is now beginning to be paid out to the victims? And also, how does he think we're going to hold those who've been responsible for this prolonged injustice against the sub-postmasters to be brought and held to account?
Minister.
Well, can I thank him for his question and for his work, a long-standing campaigner on this issue, of course. And he's right to point to the work of Second Sight, which are pretty critical to getting to this point as well. I think the work of parliamentarians across the House in drawing attention to these issues shows this Parliament at its best, what it's capable of doing, and I pay tribute to all those members of Parliament and members of the Lords who have done that. In terms of timescale, yes, as I said earlier, it's taken too long initially for the Post Office to hold its hand up to say things were wrong, and it had to be held to account in a court, of course, to do that, which resulted in the judgment or the settlement in December 2019. From that point, of course, I agree we would need things as quickly as possible. It's also important, of course, that we get these schemes right. We want to make sure we get the compensation done first time right, and that's why it's taken a little bit of time, but I think we're in a much better place now. Keen to get these payments out by August 2024, ideally a lot more quickly than that.
Kevan Jones.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.